Welcome to lie on your back. Bringing the soles of your feet together. Finding a reclined butterfly. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Focusing on your breath. Deep inhale and exhale. If you'd like, go ahead and make some noise with that exhale. Expanding. Go ahead and bring your knees together. Plant your feet on the mat. And let's take a nice big stretch from head to toe. This is called a morning stretch. Releasing your stretch. Let's have our soles to the feet onto the mat. Our left leg nice and long, and our right knee will pull into our chest. This is a gentle hour flow. We're really going to focus on the warming up and the cooling down. Breathing into every position, every pose. Really being intentional with our movement. Return your foot to the mat. Let's switch sides. Left leg to chest. Right leg nice and long. Go ahead and release that left leg. Bring both knees to chest this time. Take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale, letting our knees fall to the left side. Our right hand to the right side. And if you can, just take your gaze beneath those right fingers. Maintain your breathing. This flow is definitely great for older people, seniors. It's gentle enough if you have some tension in your body. Go ahead and bring your knees back to the front and let them fall to the right side. Draping that left hand to the left side and gazing over those left fingertips. This is called a supine twist. if you grab the knee that's on the outside of the twist, it helps you deepen into that twist just a little bit more. Go ahead and return to center, bringing the feet back to the mat, and send that right foot all the way to the ceiling, crossing it over the left knee for a figure four stretch. So now what you're gonna do is we're gonna pull this through this, through here, and just pulling it down, deepening in the stretch. We're going to get into a figure four stretch, lifting our right foot on top of our left knee, going in and reaching through and just pulling this down, deepening in that stretch. And release. Bring both feet back to the ground. And now we'll work on the opposite side, crossing that left ankle over the right knee, weaving the left hand in between, grabbing the hamstring with both hands, and pulling it down. Release those shoulders in your exhales. Go ahead and release that left leg, planting both feet on the mat. We're going to grab behind our hamstrings and we're going to rock up and get into a tabletop position. Now I like to have some extra cushioning, so I'm going to grab a blanket and just fold that, place it underneath my knees. We're going to get into some cat-cows here, drawing this belly button in and releasing out, pulling those blades all the way in, pulling that far back. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale. And then center your back into tabletop. So now we're going to go into a calf stretch. I'm going to put our right toes all the way back. I'm going to pull myself up just slightly. Pressing your hands into the mat, squaring your hips. We're just going to push through those heels. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. So now we're going to take this same foot, we're going to do a hip stretch, moving it to the corner Make sure you're keeping yourself nice and square. Now, when you gaze over that left shoulder, you're going to feel that stretch in your side body and in your right hip. And if you can, just push into that right palm on the mat. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, bring that right knee back to tabletop. Left side calf stretch, toes to the mat. Pushing through that left heel. Take a deep inhale, press into this mat. Keep your chest nice and lifted and strong. Now we're going to take this left foot, take it to the right corner of the mat, and we're going to look out over the right shoulder. You can push away with your left palm. I like to really push away from my left palm. Deepen in that stretch. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, bring your knee back to the mat. Tabletop. We're going to come onto our belly, our legs nice and long. We're going to do some belly, opposite arm, and leg lifts. Go ahead and extend your arm in front of you. Engage your abs, lifting the opposing arm and leg off the mat, lower. Inhale on the lift and exhale on the drop. Inhale, drop. Keep your core engaged. Go ahead and sweep your arms next to you. Be still for just a moment. That was a little bit of cardio. Place your hands by your shoulders. We're going to push from the top of our feet and inhale into cobra. Into upward dog. Lower just slightly. And now we're going to lift up into cobra. Bring yourself down. Push all the way up for down dog. And then lower into cobra. Lower your chest down to the mat. Take a deep breath in here. And push up into tabletop. We're going to go ahead and do a low lunge. We're going to keep our left side where it is, bringing that right foot forward into a low lunge. Frame your front foot with your hands. Go ahead and lengthen through that spine. And we're going to reach our arms up to the sky for crescent lunge. Framing those ears. Take a deep breath in. Exhale into half angel wings. This is one of my favorite poses. Send that chest up, open those shoulders. Receive the power through your fingertips. And lean back slightly and gaze up. Take a deep breath in. And go ahead and exhale back down to low lunge. Inhale up to crescent. Take a deep breath in. Exhale back down to low lunge. We're going to do a nice rotation of the split. We're going to do a nice little twist here. We're going to put our right hand behind our head, twisting to the right, sending our elbow to the sky. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, twist. Exhale, bring it back. Go ahead and bring your hand back to the mat. Put that knee back into tabletop position. Go ahead and separate your knees wide. Sink wide into your hips into child's pose. Go ahead and return into tabletop. And this time we're going to do that same sequence on the left-hand side. Bringing our left foot up for low lunge. Take a deep inhale. We're going to inhale, crescent lunge. Angel wings. Let that be a nice fluid moment. When you're down, taking an inhale, up to crescent, exhale to half angel, opening those shoulders. Go ahead and lean back slightly. Inhale, return back down into low lunge. Inhale into crescent. Exhale, hands down. This time we're going to place our left hand behind our head, lifting that left elbow to the ceiling. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, last one. Exhale down, and release that knee back into tabletop. We're going to go into a second sequence. Right foot forward into low lunge. Half Hanuman, shifting those hips back. Take a deep breath in. Try to reach this body forward. And fold over that front leg. Stay here and breathe. You can also just bring yourself up a little bit more. So we're going to do a half Hanuman IT band stretch. We're rising up, sliding it over to the left side. Flex that foot. And rotate the toes towards the middle of the mat. You're going to feel a whole different type of stretch in this leg. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. And on your inhale, just pull a little bit deeper. Exhale. Exhale. Soften yourself up. We're going to slide this leg back to center. Just continuing our half Hanuman step. Now we're going to go ahead and shift forward, bringing our foot back into low lunge. Now we're going to do a kickstand move with our left leg, sweeping it to the right. Basically, these two legs would be perpendicular, and we're going to rise up into Warrior Two, knee down. Now you can gaze to the right. Make sure that that knee is aligned over the ankle. Shoulders down. Deep breath in. Open those hips even farther. You can push this knee to the right slightly. We're going to go into Peaceful Warrior. Bringing this Peaceful warrior. We're gonna put this left hand on the hip. Right hand goes up to the sky. Take a deep inhale. Keeping that right side of your body nice and long. Take another breath in. Extended side angle. The right elbow comes to the knee. Left arm goes up. Inhale. Grow even longer in your side body. Take some beautiful breaths here. Reaching farther with the left fingertips, opening up the hips, but keeping your body soft. Back into peaceful warrior. Left hand goes to hip. It's almost like a nice kind of circle of motion. And right hand sends up to the sky. You're gonna open that chest up. Take a deep inhale here, and on the exhale, down to low lunge. Back into low lunge. Shimmy that foot back around and bring your knees back into tabletop. We're gonna get our toes touching, knees spread apart, and back for child pose. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves back into tabletop. This time bringing our left foot all the way up. And we're going to go into half Hanuman. So I usually like to, there we go. Push your hips back. Stay here and breathe. Keep your body folded over, our half Hanuman. If you need to press that foot a little bit farther, go ahead and do so. We're going to do a half Hanuman IT band stretch. Pushing this foot to the right side. Flex that foot and rotate the toes to the center of the mat. And see how much you can fold. This one is going to be a little bit tight, but breathe into the tension. On your inhale, try to sink a little farther into that left hip. And exhale, soften yourself. Inhale, move this leg back to center. Fold over for 2 more breaths. We're going to shift forward into low lunge. We're going to shimmy this right foot around. Rise up. Arms open wide. And now shifting our gaze over to the left side. Make sure that hip is nice and open. Take a deep inhale. Broaden across those collarbones. I'm going to go into peaceful warrior. Right hand to hip. Left hand goes up. Deep inhale. Relax that right shoulder down. Deep inhale. And exhale. We're going to go ahead and bring this left elbow to our left hand and our right arm up overhead. Opening our front body, allowing our breath to exhale and be released. Right now we're just breathing into this right side body, keeping this belly engaged. Take a deep inhale. Back to peaceful warrior. Hand goes on the hip and the left arm goes up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale back into low lunge. We're gonna bring this right foot back around into normal position and return to tabletop. Step your feet back up onto the mat, and we're gonna just hang out for a moment. We're gonna go ahead and give ourselves a nice stretch. Separate your feet almost to the edge of your mats. You're gonna grab your big toes and just stretch over those big toes. Feel that stretch behind your thigh. Go ahead and pull into your elbows, your arms, bringing that crown closer to the ground. Have a moment just to thank yourself. Take a deep inhale here, and on your exhale, go ahead into forward fold and slowly begin to roll your body up. Finding Tadasana. Take a deep inhale and sink into chair pose. Weight going into your heels. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly begin to roll up to Tadasana. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves into a knee lift. So shifting our weight into our right leg, letting our left knee lift. Stay nice and tall. You can put your right hand on your hip and you can hold your knee up. Just find a soft gaze. Stay here for one more breath in. Whew. Exhale and lower your mat. Tadasana. Let's go ahead and root in that left foot, raising that right knee towards the chest, left hand to hip, right hand holding the knee, and just keep a soft gaze. Drawing this crown high. If you do have to fall, start again at Tadasana and do it over. Don't stress. Exhale down. Just gonna stretch out those calves a little bit. Back into Tadasana. We're gonna go into pyramid pose, stepping our left foot all the way back. Left toes are pointed towards the left corner. You want your heels to be in alignment. You're going to pull that right hip back to square your hips. Nice and straight. You're going to lower your hands to the mat for pyramid pose. Lengthen in the spine. Fold from the hips. You want your belly to make a little contact with this front thigh. Take a deep inhale, folding just a little bit more folded over. Relaxing your neck. Just kind of let the head hang here. Gravity will do its job. Bringing that foot forward, we're going to do a forward fold. Giving it, balancing and equalizing the body. We're going to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae into Tadasana. Now working on the right foot, we're going to send the right foot back, ankling the toes to the right front corner of the mat, making sure your heels are in alignment, keeping your hips nice and squared. Go ahead and frame the front foot with your hands. Lengthen through that spine. And fold over that leg. On your inhale, just allow yourself to fall even further into the stretch. Your exhale, you should be softening your shoulders. Just make sure you soften into the stretch. It might feel a little bit of tension, but that's okay. We're going to breathe life and air into that tension. Bringing that back foot to the front and hang out here for forward fold. Take a nice deep breath. Roll all the way up for Tadasana. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into eagle pose. Putting our weight into this right leg, crossing the left leg over. If you can wrap it all the way around, go ahead and do that. Now you do want to bend your knees slightly. You're going to sweep your hands together. Try to keep your body in alignment, sinking those hips back and down. Take a deep inhale here. Pressing those thighs together. Release and find Tadasana. Foot down. Go ahead and shake it out. Takes a lot of balance there. We're going to do the same thing. Right knee lifts this time. Crossing our right leg over this time. You can let them touch the mat or you can keep it slightly lifted. Wrap it as much as you can. Right arm sleeps under left. And then we're going to go ahead and sink into eagle. Make sure you're pressing into those legs. Hold. Inhale. Exhale into Tadasana. Go ahead and shake them out. Good job. Let's get into star pose. Feet are facing forward. Whew. All toes pointing forward. We're going to inhale, sweep these arms overhead. High prayer. Go ahead and interlace those fingers behind the back. Press the fists down, lifting that heart chakra and folding forward. Breathe in, press into the feet, rise your hands back up into high prayer, star pose, and Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana, we're going to reach over, bring your hands up, And go ahead and fold all the way down. We're going to interlace our hands behind our head. Lift halfway up. Exhale, fold all the way down. This is a major deepening. The goal is to stop your neck from working so hard. Release those hands to the mat. Inhale, slowly roll vertebrae by vertebrae. Tadasana. We're going to do star pose for the other side. Star pose, up into high prayer. Exhale, bring our hands interlaced behind our back. Lifting that chest up and pour over. If you can let those arms reach overhead, go ahead and do that. Push into those heels and rise up. Arms lining up into star pose, high prayer. Releasing it back into Tadasana. Now we're going to go back into tabletop. I'm going to fold these over. Ooh, feel that nice stretch. I'm just going to make some circles. So I feel a nice stretch. Right into tabletop. Right foot comes forward for lizard pose. Really sinking into our hips at the moment. Feel that nice opening. Slowly return to tabletop, swinging that leg back around. Left side, left foot comes forward. Feet also come a little bit forward. Soften the shoulders. Go ahead and release that foot back into tabletop. Bring those hands back in. We're going to do some pigeon, left and right. Bring that right knee to the right wrist and let that shin lay down in front. And slide that left leg back. Make sure the kneecap is pointing down on your left leg. Try to square your hips. Go ahead and put a little blanket underneath your right hip if it's hovering off the ground. We're going to hold this for a few breaths, so go ahead and let yourself be released in this pose. Completely, entirely. We'll take a few more breaths. Inhale. Rise up. Lift on those left toes. And bring the knee back into tabletop. We're going to do the same with our left side. Bring your left knee all the way up. Pulling that right leg back, making sure it's nice and straight. If you can bring that left ankle to the right wrist, great. If not, just go ahead and lower into this pose again. Deep inhale, up to tabletop, releasing that leg, coming back into tabletop. And let's just go ahead and sit back on our knees. And what I'm gonna have us do is really just stretch our upper body. We're gonna go ahead and grab our right wrist, pull it over. Go ahead and stretch and pull with the left wrist. Opening, take a deep inhale. Right wrist grabs left. Pulling. And then we're going to go ahead and make some circles. Kind of going down. Stretching that legs out, but also allowing some fluidity to kind of create some warmth. Okay. Other direction. Coming up on our knees and we're kind of sitting down. We're making a nice circle with our hips. Let's get it back into tabletop. Once we're in tabletop, let's take a nice moment to take a deep breath in. We're going to go ahead and find a seat on our mat, finding staff bent knees. Which is essentially a staff position. Feet are nice in front of you. Feel that pose, feel that strengthen, lengthening in your spine. We're going to go ahead and get into a nice strengthen and lengthen and twist. Putting our right knee behind us as much as you can and stretching over that left leg. As much as you can. The goal here is not to be able to completely flatten yourself. Right now, you just want to open that space. Go ahead and walk yourself back in, leg going back to the front. Go ahead and do a nice stretch here. Do a nice stretch here. Same deal, we're going to bring our left knee out to the side, sitting on your sitting bones, folding over that front leg. Stay folded over. Try to slide that knee even backward, just a tad bit more. Woo! It's burning now, baby. Slowly begin to rise up. return to staff bent knees. Just this right here, okay? We're gonna extend them out nice and long. Let's try to stick your bum up, driving our thighs into the mat. And we're gonna do a half shoelace. I'm gonna step this right leg up and over the left leg. You're gonna try to shift this back as much as you can. And we're gonna stretch. Deep breath in here. Inhale, release. You can also go ahead and put the left hand deepen. Take a deep inhale. Return to center. Now, one thing you can also do with shoelace is really try to just reach over it. We're not going to worry about that right now. Lift our leg up and over to repeat on the other side. Other side, take a few breaths. You can hook that right elbow onto the left knee just to open it even farther. Okay, so we're gonna, stay in this stretch. Deepen in the stretch. Go ahead and release. Fold over it. And go ahead and release the legs out. We're going to bend our knees. We're going to slowly begin to lower our back all the way down onto my mat. We're going to go ahead and put our feet together for a nice bound pose. Lifting our knees up for happy baby. Grabbing the inside of our feet and just allowing them to sink into the ground. Release these feet back down. Bring our feet. Now we're going to go ahead and turn onto our belly and do some threading the needle. I'm going to bring our hands into kind of golf post positions with our left ear onto the mat. We're going to rise ourselves up, thread that needle all the way through. Rise up, return to gold post arms, and this time we're going to thread the needle on the other side, swinging this one all the way through. Go ahead and rise up and over onto our back, starting our cool down for Shavasana. Lowering both feet to the mat. Pulling one knee in, sending it over to the left side. And right arm goes to the right side. Feel that stretch. Go ahead and release. Left knee to chest, right knee down. Left knee folds over the right side of the body, and the left arm comes out. Bring that knee back to center. Lower feet all the way down. Let's get ready for some progressive breathing for our Shavasana. I'm going to go ahead and feel those toes. Inhale, and on the exhale, let them go. Tighten our legs, our thigh muscles. Inhale, tighten, 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 tighten. On the exhale, release. Fingers, go ahead and squeeze the fist. On your exhale, soften and release. Squeeze your whole face. Tight, 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 tight. Till you feel them working and it's getting tired, and release. Let your mouth fall open. Let your muscles of your face soften. And let go. And roll up. Shavasana. Thank you for this practice. Namaste.